Hello and welcome to Amethyst Star Crafting. My name is Jane Allmark and I'm a UK independent Stampin' Up demonstrator. And today we're looking at a new stamp set which is in the mini catalogue called Dove of Hope. And on first sight it looks very much like a Christmas stamp set. It's got peace on earth, it's got Christmas sayings, it's got lovely little baubles, it's got little leaves with, or sort of holly with berries and things on, a little dove with a little sprig. However, this bird I think is absolutely beautiful, and although we're going to be doing lots of things for Christmas for this, I always like to show how you can use a stamp set all year round. And I love bird images. So we're going to use this one and we're going to make a birds as if they're flying through the air going towards a bird table or something, coming down for food. We're going to be using some blends. I've chosen the Crumb Cake Light and Dark. We've got the ivory and we've got the bronze, which are lovely sort of browny tones to have, you know, little birds flying. We've got a matte piece of Sahara sand, and then we've got a Whisper White piece, and cut them whatever your sizes are, whatever country you're in, because I know I have lots of subscribers that are all the way around the world, so you all know how to do your base things. So I've taken the bird out and I've put it on a fairly good size block because it's got lovely wings on it. I've put a piece of scratch paper underneath. And we are going to stamp it in. Now, I'm going to do it in a... I'm trying to think whether I'm going to do it in black or whether I'm going to do it in a contrasting colour. I think I'm going to do it in soft suede and see how that's going to look. So let me... get some soft suede out. We're going to ink up the bird in the soft suede. And I want it to be in different sort of angles and things. So let me I did a little one earlier on in colours, and I just want to have an idea of where I'm going to position this. So the first one, I'm going to have quite sort of far up at the top and at that sort of angle. So I want them to be flying at different angles. So we've got one flying upwards. We're going to tuck the next one in underneath so it's the wings are tucked together, and that one's going to be flying downwards. I love these birds. I think they look so pretty. Then we're going to have a third one, again flying sort of at that angle. And then we're going to have the last one coming down at this angle. So you've got four birds all at different angles as if they're sort of flying down, which I thought would look really rather nice on a card. And very much not Christmassy, because, as I say, there's a time and a place for me with Christmas, and summertime in August is not the time for me for Christmas. There's lots of time to do Christmas crafting, and I know some of you like to start early, so, you know, look back and see what I did last year. But for me, I like to start later on in the year. So we're going to put this little bird back in like this. And then, as I say, I'm going to take the blends and I just want to do some colouring in. And I don't want it to be too dark. So I think I'm going to take let's take the light crumb cake to start off with. And we're going to literally just go round and do some... Oh, I forgot my crumb cake's just getting a little bit low. So I might have to change. Oh, that's my little dog. The neighbours are just coming back to take their dog out. So I'm just going to do the middle of them in this because, as I say, it's almost out. So it's not going to give a very good impression, but I want them all to be the same. A little flock of birds flying down to the bird table. So let's just take that up like that, and then we're going to have to change it because that's just about on its last legs. Okay, so we can't use the crumb cake, so I'm going to use the ivory. So we're going to have some ivory in on these pieces on here, and if you just sort of take it quite lightly through, then you can see I'm not doing it overly precise because it's quite a what I call a loose watercolouring. So what you want to do is to have a little bit more of this sort of nice image coming through. So we're just going to take that down on here, and again, blends are very quick and easy to use if you want them to be. You can spend a lot of time doing lots of shading and things like that, but you don't always have to. You can just do just a little bit as you want. So I'm literally just doing it quickly through to give you an idea. So this is the ivory, and again I'm doing all the birds the same because I want them flying down. But as I say, I'm just doing sort of little strokes here and there, so it's not completely precise with it all, and it gives some sort of lights and darks coming through. We will do a little bit more shading as we go, but I'm just using it as I would pencils and things when I'm starting off. So that's sort of the first part of it. Now I want a little bit of dark in there, so I'm going to use the dark crumb cake, and I'm just going to take some where the dark shadow lines are and a little bit over where the wings are. So I want these bits just underneath, and again I'm just doing sort of little tiny sort of scribbly marks. I want some coming up over on here, and then I want a little bit coming up over the top of the bird, coming down on here, and then we're going to have just some light coming through in on the center like that. So if I do this one the same, and as I say, at this stage it might look a little bit messy, but it's a matter of trying to get your light and dark, and if you do it, say, fairly roughly, when you start using the light again to blend through, it does help to just blend it all in. So it's giving the definition that we want, and it's building up as we go. And as I say, when you start it like this, you can turn round and go, oh dear, it does look a bit messy, but it's the same as I used to do some of the other birds. And I find, particularly if you're somebody who's not a great colourer, you then don't have to worry overly much about it, because once you start blending everything through, so we're just going over the top of the head, down on the side, and then just a little bit which will give the shadow in. Okay, then we go back to the ivory, or as I say, your crumb cake, if your crumb cake is not like mine, which is down everywhere, and then we're going to blend this through together. So up where the bird is, we're going to blend these areas through. So what happens is, where you've got your lights and darks coming through, it gives a really detailed look to the bird with quite a lot of light and dark in there. And as I say, spend more time than me. I am doing this quickly, but as it starts to dry, so as I say, I'm blending this through. And then going up on these bits. And then up again, just onto those wings. Down here and blending. So again, on this bit, you're just blending all of that in. And you'll find that once it starts to, the alcohol starts to evaporate, you'll get those colour tones, because we've got the ink stamped in the soft suede, so we're doing all the different tones of brown through on here, with sort of lights and darks coming through naturally without having spent too much time in doing it. Okay, so you can see on here that you have got, as it's starting to evaporate on this one, you've just got that lovely little sort of shadowy piece coming through on there. Then we're going to put it onto our base, which I'm not going to do that now, but I wanted a neutral base. And let me find, I've got a card base that I've cut, so we can put that in on there. You've got this in like that for your birds. And then, let's take that bit of rubbishy scrap paper out of the way for now. Then all I've done is I've done a sentiment, and I've done the sentiment, "Have a beautiful day," which is from Beautiful Autumn, which I'm using a lot, but any sentiment you want, and I'd put the sentiment just down in the centre like this. Okay, so you've then got your birds sort of flying all sort of angles. So anybody who's a bird lover would absolutely love something like this. My dog's going to bark again. Oh dear. Sometimes it's an animal day, isn't it? So birds and animal day. You could also add a few little rhinestones. You could add some ribbon. You could add whatever you want. But I just wanted to show you a very easy card using Dove of Hope. So thank you so much for watching. As always, everything will be down below in the description box if you want to buy any of the products through me. Take care, stay safe, be kind, and look forward to seeing you soon. Bye-bye.